Boss, if you're looking for a cargo van business loan, this is a review that I really want you to pay attention to. So in today's conversation, I really want to share with you 5 rare business loans for cargo vans that actually approve you massively and real fast, okay? So number 5, we have here SMB Compass. Our score 8.8 over 10. What we love about SMB Compass is that they actually have a constellation of business loans. So they actually do cargo vans, they do sprinter vans, they do trucking companies. So all kinds of business loans for equipment financing. This is really cool. We love the fact that SMB Compass is really flexible too. Okay, they actually will approve you real fast and they're really flexible. One thing we love about this lender also is that they will actually work with you depending on your geography, not a problem. They actually are present in all 50 states and they can approve you all the way to $250,000. So if you want to buy a cargo van or you want to buy, let's say, a fleet of 3 or 4 or 5 vans, you can actually find a great lender with SMB Compass. What we love also with this lender when it comes to cargo van business loans is that there is a possibility. There's a possibility to apply with EIN only. Now, this application requires more preparation, so they'll ask you more questions, whatever. But you can actually get your cargo van business loan within 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Now, generally, what we have seen in the industry here is that it's not really a problem to get a cargo van business loan because the loan itself, by definition, is collateralized. So they know that something were to happen, they will actually will repo the cargo van. So the requirements for business credit scores or personal credit scores are not as stringent. Okay. And by the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We love having this type of conversations every now and then. So when I'm talking about SMB Compass specifically, what I want you to do right now, if you are interested and you like to know more about this lender for your cargo van, I want you to contact them. Okay, and you can contact them through there's a form on their website. You just enter your information, whatever, and they'll get back to you. They're really fast, and they will basically assign an agent for you, like a loan rep or whatever, and that person will explain all the things, will actually walk you through everything. But it's a great opportunity. Here is a lender who's not going to bother you with credit score requirements. You need to have this credit score, whatever. No, they're pretty flexible. Number 4 here we have Merchant Fleet. Our score 9.1 over 10. So Merchant Fleet is kind of cool. It's kind of cool, and they actually do cargo van loans and leases. Okay, so they do both. They actually do cargo van loans and leases. They do sprinter van loans and leases. Okay, so when you think about Merchant Fleets, I want you to think about a player who is very versatile, and they are a larger player though. They are larger than SMB Compass, and Merchant Fleets, they actually will take care of you if you're looking to buy one cargo van for your business or a fleet of cargo vans. Okay, and so they also do leases. Very important to mention that they do short-term leases, closed-end leases, open-end leases, and value leasing also. By the way, let me quickly remind you, boss, of today's conversation. The topic I am actually talking to you about, I'm giving you 5 rare business loans for cargo vans that approve you massively and fast. Okay, they give you a fat and fast loans. Okay, and so when we talk about Merchant Fleets, they actually will finance. They will do like Ford Transit cargo, crew, and passenger vans. They do Chevy Express cargo vans. They do a Mercedes Sprinter van cargo, crew, and passenger vans. They do a Toyota Sienna. They do Eldorado bus. They do a Dodge Grand Caravan. They do Chevy Suburban. They do a GMC Savannah passenger van. They do a lot of stuff. Okay, but it's really important to understand that what we love about Merchant Fleets is that when you contact them first, they will assign someone to you similar to what the SMB Compass does. But the difference here is that this person will actually walk you through their process, and they will actually analyze your paperwork with you. Like to let you know whether or not what you have is good or not. If you need to add more, let's say you need to add more documentation. Maybe they need you to have some kind of profile about the vendor, the cargo van, like where you are going to lease or buy the vendor. I mean, not to buy the vendor. You want to lease or buy the cargo van. Okay, so you have someone who's really there for you. Okay, and one thing I want to say here is that we love the flexibility. We love the flexibility when it comes to cargo van loans through Merchants Fleet. Okay, we'll love the fact that you can be approved real fast. Not a problem. Fantastic, fantastic. Number 3 we have here, First Capital. Our score 9.5/10. So when you think about First Capital, by the way, Merchants Fleet, the maximum they can give you 250. For First Capital, the maximum can go from $100,000 to 250 also. What we love about First Capital is that they are also very flexible, but on top of that, their customer service is just excellent. Okay, here is a lender who really cares about their borrower. Here's a lender who really cares about making sure you get the best cargo van business loan as soon as possible. Okay, and what we love here is that, and they've been doing this for a while now. They've been doing this for a while, and what we love about First Capital is that they look at a combination of things to approve you. And please make sure that you are a business, because if you are a sole proprietor, you may not qualify for this loan with First Capital. So you got to be a business. It doesn't matter if you're one person. If you're an owner operator, you can be a single member LLC. Okay, you can be a single member S corporation, but you got to be a corporate. You got to be some kind of business. Okay. Now, if you're not a business, make sure you have a DBA, a doing business as. Okay, so at least they'll take care of that. They will look at that, because First Capital tends to look at your business credit score. That's the main thing. They want to look at your paydesk score. They want to see whether or not you are financially responsible at the business level, but also at the personal level. Okay, and what we love about the business finance credit programs at First Capital is that depending on your credit score, they will give you a specific offer. Like, so if you have the higher your credit score, the lower the APR that you actually are offered. Okay. On top of that, they want you to actually have 1 or 2 months down payment. In some cases, they will waive the fee. Okay, and First Capital can go all the way to $500,000 when it comes to financing your cargo van. Obviously, this is not for one cargo van. Again, the options are on the table. It can be one cargo van, or it could be for a fleet of cargo vans. So it really depends on your needs. Okay. Number 2 here, boss, we have Balboa Capital. Our score 9.6/10. One thing we love about Balboa Capital here is that it's really a lender who has the financial heft. They have the breadth and depth when it comes to giving business loans. They have the money, okay? And Balboa Capital actually they have been doing this for a while now. They do cargo vans, they do sprinter vans, they do box trucks, they do a lot of stuff, okay? They do 18-wheeler, they do semis, they do a lot of stuff, okay, boss? And the thing here is that you have the ability to have application only for hard collateral up to $500,000. You have application only for soft collateral up to $350,000, and if approved, you have same-day funding that's available. That's really, really great, especially if you are getting really seriously into this game and you want to have the best equipment, you want to have the best car, whatever you want to have. If you go through Balboa Capital, if you are approved, they release the funds real fast, and you have flexible terms available. You have competitive interest rates, so this is really good. One thing I want to see here is that, boss, let me quickly remind you of today's topic. What are we talking about? We are talking about 5 rare business loans for cargo vans that approve you with fast and fat amount. Fast and fat. We love that. Okay. And the thing here is that with Balboa Capital, things are very easy. Very easy, nothing complicated. You have to submit a simple online application and you get a prompt decision, okay? During the Balboa Capital's their normal business hours, and if your application is approved, funds will be provided real fast. We have seen folks who got approved and they got their funds within 6 hours. 6 hours. Like if you are approved for a cargo van business loan by 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern, by 4 p.m. you get your cash. Like the money is in your bank, literally. Okay, think about it. So the whole thing here is Balboa Capital can do that because they do have the cash, they do have the resources, and they've been doing this for a while. Okay, now usually Balboa Capital wants you to be in business for 1 year. They want you to have at least $100,000 in annual revenue, not annual income, but revenue. And they want you to have a FICO score of 620 or more. Now, for cargo van business loans, they can go all the way to 590 or 580. That's not a problem. So, yeah. Number one, the best of the best, boss. When it comes to the best business loans for cargo van, splitter van, we have BHG Money. Our score 9.8 over 10. So if you're looking for a great lender, you're looking for a fast lender, you're looking for a very generous lender who approves fat amounts for cargo vans and splitter vans. I mean, I was talking about cargo vans only, but this video applies also to splitter vans. Okay, you want to go with BHD Money. This is a player that we love a lot, and they have been doing this for a while. We love the fact that they do a soft pull. Okay, they are really as fast. They are as fast as Balboa Capital as well. So you basically, you can be approved real fast. You can get your cash within 24 hours. What we love about the reason why BHD is more powerful than Balboa is that BHD will actually they will approve you for a loan for up to 12 years. Boss, think about that. 12 years. Does that sound like music to your ears? I bet it does, right? So you have 12 years to repay the loan. Imagine if you get a loan. Imagine what you can do what you could do if you know that you can plan your budget. You can plan your financial strategy over 12 years. This is really good. And so you have very large loan amounts up to half a million. Okay, and you have affordably low monthly payments. Okay, you can be approved in as little as 24 hours, funding in as few as 1 day to 3 days, and you do have the opportunity to get premium service 24/7 a day, 24/7. Okay, and so no personal collateral required, and this whole process will not affect your personal credit. So you have a large constellation of benefits and very few detriments. Okay, and what we love here is that with the BHD Capital, you don't have to submit a lot of documentation. Like, this is purely a low doc business loans for your cargo van / sprinter van, and that's what you're looking for. Fantastic. So BHD Money, our score 9.8 over 10. Now, let me give you a little overview here. I mean, so you've got the rankings. You know who is one, who is number two, whatever. But it's really important to understand that when we talk about cargo van business loans, sprinter van business loans, the requirements for approval are not as high as a regular loan. As I said before, these types of loans are usually collateralized loans, right? Because no lender is going to grant you a business loan for a cargo van or sprinter van and not ask for the title unless you have like excellent credit, or unless you are able to apply with EIN only. And it's really important to understand that there are some specifics that you have to think about. Some lenders will want you to have a down payment. This could be 1%. It could go from 1% to 10%. And some lenders are fine. If you don't have a down payment, that's fine too. They'll work with you. So what I'm trying to say here is that before you apply for a loan for your cargo van or sprinter van, make sure you look at your liquidity situation to see whether or not whether or not the possibility of a down payment will not disrupt too much your inflows and outflows of cash flow. Your cash flow, your cash inflows and cash outflows. Okay, but when we think about business loans for cargo vans and sprinter vans, there are a lot of benefits, really. Because you have less documentation that's required, like that's really low doc. If you take a lender like BHG Money, they actually have they have low doc options, but they also have no doc options. Okay, so you have less documentations. You don't need to have a big chunk of cash on hand to actually qualify for a business loan for cargo van or sprinter van. you are able to actually stay competitive with the best equipment, the best vehicle, the best car, the best cargo van. Okay, so you can actually kick more ass in the industry. You are able to preserve working capital and improve cash flows. This is really cool also. And you have fast approval times, okay? Because the whole thing here is that when we talk about cargo van or a sprinter van, or just let's say the general area of equipment financing, the lender is really happy to approve you real fast. You know why? Because number one, the transaction is collateralized. Number two, they have a way to actually know the actual value of the collateral. Let me give you a few bonus here. If you're still around, I want to reward you here, and I want to really talk to you about the fact that there are actually a few, like you got to really think beyond the pros. You got to think about a few cons that you might have when it comes to cargo vans or sprinter vans. One thing I want to say here is that when we talk about cargo vans or sprinter vans, those business loans relate to the car itself. However, if you have a courier business, if you have a delivery business, and you're looking for an equipment financing loan for your business, you can actually use the cash to do a lot of stuff. You know, I mean, because the thing is that if you have a cargo van business, you probably have other pieces of machinery in the business anyway. So you might need actually you might need to have a loan to cover that. Okay, so we're talking about everything from industrial equipment financing to other stuff. It really depends. Okay, but one thing I want to say here is that I want you to remember that there are a few instances where a cargo van slash business like a cargo van, sprinter van business loan is not really good for you. Like if you're not able to cover the down payment, then it's not really interesting for you, because not every business that qualifies for a cargo van slash sprinter van business loan will actually receive 100% of the loan, of the cost of the equipment from the lender, right? In some instances, the lender will ask you for, let's say, 10% or 20% for that matter. So those are things you need to think about. Now, you can also drop this transaction if the cost is too high. Like if somebody's trying to play, like if the lender is asking you, like they're charging you like 20% or 30%, you got to ask yourself, is this really worth it for me? Okay. Or you want to have, like, let's say you want a cargo van which you can replace every now and then because your industry is very competitive, or you just want to have access to the latest car, to the latest van. In that case, then don't buy. You don't want to buy. You really want to lease. Okay, this is better because then you have a lot of options. You have a lot more control over what type of van you end up having. All right. Before I actually do a recap here, let me just give you a quick approach. I want to show you how we actually go about choosing our business loans for a cargo van, business loans for a sprinter van, how we evaluate them, how we categorize them. I want you to look right now on the screen. Check this out. All right, let's quickly do a recap here. Our top 5 rare business loans for cargo vans, sprinter van. Number 1, BHG Money. Our score 9.8 over 10. Number 2, we have Balboa Capital. Our score 9.6 over 10. Number 3, we have here First Capital. Our score 9.5 over 10. Number 4, we have here Merchants Fleet. Our score 9.1 over 10. Number 5, the best of the best, or one of the best, not just the best of the best, but one of the best. We have SMB Compass, our score 9. Now, our score 8.8 over 10. Thank you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.